Welcome everyone to Batch Puhon's Patikim Residency Exhibit. So, maraming salamat po sa pagpunta nyo at pag-support sa ating mga friends and family and fellow artists. And what you will be viewing today is the culmination o yung produkto ng 2 months of the residency ng Batch Puhon. So, Batch Puhon is composed of Jebo Padernal from Naga. Pakita lang tayo. Okay. Jelly Jimenez from Dagupan. Joey Aguinaldo from Los Baños. Chanel Pipino from Cebu. Johans Namoro or Sindicato from Quezon City. And Orchid Tree from Davao. So sila po ang ating anim na artist residents na makikita niyo yung works. So before I introduce our panelists, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Metrobank Foundation President Aniceto Sobrepeña and his wife Anne Sobrepeña, also an artist. And Miss Lalaine Caligtan of Metrobank Arts and Design Excellence Awards. Ayun po. Former panelist din po natin si Miss Lalaine. So, we have today 3 respected figures in the art scene as our panelists. We welcome our respected panelists from different institutions and practices. So yung kanilang iba-ibang lens, they will lend to our residents. So our first panelist is Professor Maria Victoria Butz Herrera, one of the most respected figures in the art scene today, who currently serves as Director and Chief Curator at the Ateneo Art Gallery. Prior to this, she was the Director of the Cultural Center of the Philippines Visual Arts and Museum Division, Production and Exhibition Department, teaching curatorship, collections management, and other museum-related courses. She extends her expertise as a consultant for corporate entities and as a curatorial consultant for the UP Baguio Museo Cordillera. Our second panelist is Johanna Helmuth. She's a contemporary Filipino visual artist who is making her mark as a compelling figurative painter whose characteristic raw strokes create haunting stories. She draws from personal experiences and narratives to explore the complexities of human behavior and societal dynamics. Helmuth confronts the viewer with a visceral intensity, vigorously wrought with a palette knife, to create a scratched and damaged appearance. Our third panelist is Renato Jojo Barha Jr., one of the most sought-after Filipino contemporary artists today. Dancing between the mundane and the profound, his works resonate with the rare intimacy. His paintings and sculptures offer glimpses into life's everyday moments, mingling melancholy with humor, a nod to mortality tempered with resilience. Barha's art constitutes outstanding examples of a deep-rooted self-reflexive tendency in Filipino pedestrian street culture, whether they're cult, obscure objects, sleeping commuters, a butcher, leaves in decay, or weary workers, they arouse devotion, expectation, fear, and nostalgia. Welcome po. And lilipat lang po tayo to the exhibition area so the residents can show their works.
Hello, good morning po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Chanel Pepino ng Batch Puhon. So Puhon is actually a Visayan word which means I hope or someday. It looks forward to the future and it promises that hope. So we wanted to incorporate our symbol for this batch, which is a tree. Because like a tree, we were grounded in the literal and figurative soil of Linangan, where we cultivated both our talents and our growth as artists living in a communal space. At the same time, we wanted to incorporate that self-awareness and growth through this mural, both in the forms of flying and diving. So flying high in the sky and diving deep down into the sea, where the sky is the limit and the sea is for an exploration of more knowledge and accessibility to whatever we perceived in our future. This mural is blue, which represents a calmness and a peace that we collectively found here during this residency. And I hope you enjoy today's events. Thank you very much.
So, marhay na daw sa Indugabus or good morning sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Jebo Balonzo Padernal from Naga City. Graduate ako ng Marine Transpo, so medyo malayo. And I'm currently an illustrator. After pandemic, pinurso ko yung pagpipinda and yung life ng pagiging artist. So, here are my works for the past 2 months ng pagstay ko dito sa Linangan. So, ito yung pinaka body of works na nagawa ko. So, yung mga subject ng gawa ko is mainly mga tao because komportable akong nakikipagsalamuha sa mga tao. So, I always have this traveling experience kapag nag-mural and kapag may mga clients sa labas. So, hindi tapos ang mga piyesa ko. So, natatapos lang sila kapag nagkaroon ng sariling kwento yung viewers ko. So, meron akong sariling kwento sa bawat piyesa, pero open siya sa mga viewers para gumawa ng sarili nilang kwento. Na-enjoy ko rin yung mga pag-explore ng different process, katulad sa piyesang ito. Ito yung pinakaunang process ng pagpipinta ko, which is yung pag-sketch and paglalagay ng undertone. So, ito yung pinakaunang process. And then, magkaiba yung nagiging output nila dahil sa pag-experiment. Dito naman sa unang piyesa na nagawa ko sa Linangan, mas nagkaroon ng mas madaming simbolo, mas merong story ang gustong ipahiwatig, which is open para ini-invite yung mga viewers para dun sa klaseng. Mas nagkakaroon ng pag-uusap between sa gumawa and dun sa viewers, which leads to another conceptual art na pwedeng magawa ko. Dito sa part na to, which nagsimula yung pagkakaroon ng mas magaan na pakiramdam nung nag-start na kaming magkaroon ng intuitive practice with Sir Manny. Mas magaan yung pakiramdam ng pagpinta ko compared sa una and dito sa pangalawang piyesang nagawa ko. And dito sa part na to, dito ko mas nailabas yung pagkakaroon ng intuitive practice. So, iba yung parang another na process na nagawa ko. So, dito naman sa part na to, dito ko mas na-practice yung intuitive and yun, mas na-express ko yung mga expression na nakikita ko sa mga tao. And another thing din po pala, ito yung pinaka-last na piyesa na nagawa ko.
I actually am quite impressed with the drawings. You said that's more intuitive, and I think very strong yung intuition mo. And you should trust that.
Yes.
I'm not sure with the way your works are laid out and the way you presented, how you presented your works, no, the way you introduced it. It seems like the drawings are more on the sideline. perhaps that's also an effect of the art market, wherein works on paper are not given that value or credit. Drawings are equally as significant as paintings. And in this particular exhibit, I actually find your head studies very strong. So I hope you take parang take more, give more credit to these works.
Thank you.
No? Kasi yung paintings, they're technically good. Pero ito, alam mo, iba yung kanyan, yung dating niya.
Thank you.
Follow-up lang din. Pero magkakaibang month ba? Ay, day, weeks ba ito? Or years? Yung
Magkakaibang
paintings.
month po.
Pati yung drawings.
Yung drawings po, parang sila yung pinaka-warm up ko bago ako mag-start mag-painting.
So, throughout the 8 weeks, gumagawa ka yan.
Nung
Yes, po.
drawings.
Okay.
Oh, galing. Okay. Sasabihin ko rin, follow-up, strongest para sa akin yung draw. Tapos ito actually para sa akin parang group show, pero magkakaibang artist yung gumawa.
Thank you po.
Siguro kasi nga nag-develop every week.
Every
to-
week, because of yung mga
That's
classes.
parang naging iba-ibang styles. Pero skill, ganda, galing.
Thank you po.
Siyempre, follow-up ulit. Follow-up pa rin. Hindi kami nag-uusap tatlo eh. Yung unang tingin lang dito. Kasi pagdating ko kaninang umaga, ito din kagad yung napansin ko. So, feeling ko bilang artist din, dito ko nakita yung sobrang wild, sobrang free ng sketches. So, wala kang iniisip na possibly malito, pangit to. So, tingin ko ito yung mas strongest. Ito kasi nakita na, mga pintor din kami. Kumbaga nakita ko na siguro sa outside. Ilang taon lumipas yung ganitong sistema. So, mas hinahanap namin, actually nag-Zoom meeting kami ng Boots. Hinahanap namin yung mga drawings, old works, para makita namin kung saan ka galing. Bago ka mag-stay ng 2 months dito. So ito, nakita namin kanina. Ngayon, nakita namin. Mas ito yung mas malaya. Pwedeng sabihin mong kahit nakapikit ka, pwede mong gawin. Parang ganun.
Good morning, everyone. First, I would like to thank you all for being here. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share the works that I made during my 2-month stay here in Linangan. So, I'm Orchid Tree. I'm based in Davao City. And I started learning how to paint when I was 17 by watching tutorials and reading books about painting. The first medium that I learned was watercolor. But now I'm more comfortable using oil paint, and I'm still learning and exploring the medium. And all of the pieces displayed here are oil on canvas. So I came here to Linangan with the intention of developing my art practice. It's my first time attending an artist residency, and it's also my first time creating this much work in a short amount of time. So I often start my work by listening to music, like this playlist that I'm playing right now, while remembering the emotions that I want to portray in my paintings. For me, it adds more depth to the viewer's state of being when looking at my works. So I recently lost my pets last year. They were my companions, and I was still holding on to their memories, remembering their presence during mundane moments, like seeing them sleep. For me, seeing them sleep always brings me warmth. And during my stay here, I became more self-aware, and I confronted the emotions that I tried to deny from myself. I became more grounded in my physical reality and developed my understanding about sacred and art and recognized my own divine being because of the classes here in Linangan. So most of the landscapes in my works depict an abstract space, except for the landscape of the Linangan house. And I'm currently exploring the concept of the sublime and the study of semiotics, because our brains have the ability to recognize patterns. I invite the audience to view each work as a whole, and then become aware of the patterns and emotions that may arise. You're also welcome to look closer in order to see the details that I incorporated for each painting. You're welcome to create your own interpretation for each of the work. So if you want to listen to the playlist on your own while looking at my works, you may scan the Spotify code here for the playlist. So yeah, so, thank you.
Sa'yo.
I think same po sa meditation. If walang music, parang you're surrounded by your own thoughts. So parang yung silence, you'll be able to like come up pa rin po with the same parang interpretation.
Parang kasi minsan sa studio minsan driven ka ng music na pinapakinggan mo. Tapos kasama din yung iniisip mo rin, plus contribution ng music. So paano kung wala yung music? Same din ba yung feeling? Wala problema doon kasi lahat naman siguro ganun. So kung isang pintor, konektado, malamang siyempre konektado sa music yung trabaho. Paano kung wala nga yung music? Ikaw lang mag-isa sa studio, walang kuryente. Same din ba yung atake mo dun sa idea ng death sa pusa?
For me,
simpleng tanong na.
For me, parang same pa rin po kasi sometimes pag alone lang ako without any like any music, meron pa rin po yung surround like sounds na pwede ako mag-tune in and i-notice yung mga each sound, like I guess like birds chirping or like yung space ko po na kung saan ako nagpe-paint.
Alam ko nag-oil ako, pero iba yung effect pag ganito eh. Alam ko na nakuha mo yung watercolor effect.
Question lang doon sa work sa pedestal. May specific bakit kung siya nakaganyan?
Inspired po to sa response work. One of our class po sa art history, we were asked like, what does your God look like? So yung sagot ko po dun is, my God doesn't have any form. So it all starts from the consciousness, and from consciousness you can expand. So parang yun. So yun yung parang concept ko po nito. Is consciousness expanding, creating a universe. So in a way, parang it's also telling po na yung Diyos nasa sarili lang po natin. Parang mahahanap lang po natin siya sa sarili natin. And so parang saying na I am my own divine being. So ganun po.
Technically, you're really, it's actually very good how you were able to capture the atmospheric quality, pero hindi siya necessarily impressionist, di ba? Tapos yung sensitivity sa ito ang ganda eh kasi parang fluid yung pagpinta mo ng clouds. Yung color palette mo, it's varied pero subtle, which I think makes all the work, especially these landscapes strong. Ang isang tanong ko is, if you are to translate this to a bigger scale, have you tried it? Ito yung
Actually, ito po yung pinakamalaking work ko so far in my whole art career. So,
may clip pa yung whole life.
Opo.
Pero is that something that you would want to parang aim for?
Yes po.
Parang yung scale. Kasi very intimate itong lalo na yung mga small pieces. Tapos ngayong may araw, ang ganda ng wala, no? Oo. Although masama yun sa artwork, ha? Pero ang ganda nung kahit na wala siyang spotlight, lumilitaw, no?
Itong wall na to. Okay, isang show na siya. Ito siguro pwede mo nang itabi sa ibang panahon. Parang ganun. Pero okay pa rin. Kumbaga kung pagsasama-samahin na siguro. Para sa akin. Itong collection na to, isang show na to.
Nabanggit mo kanina na ito, ginawa mo of course dito na during the residency.
Opo.
Palagay mo ba matutuloy mo yun kapag bumalik ka na sa Davao? Kasi ibang-iba yung ano nito yung spirit no? So, I wonder ano yung, hindi naman assurance, pero do you think you'll achieve the same spirit?
Opo, kasi yung natutunan ko po dito sa Linangan is yung practice na yung parang ritual, kumbaga. Yun po yung nadadala ko. And madadala ko siya kahit saan po ako mag-paint. So, yun po yung so, any space po, parang pwede akong mag-connect dun sa space. Kasi, yun yung parang proseso ko po ng pagpipaint.
So, kahit babalik ka dun sa 2x3,
sa 2x3, okay lang. Meron namang malaking space sa labas.
Hello, I'm Johans from Quezon City. I have a fascination with cats, and I have a cat once, then he's gone, he's stray. Then nakikita ko yung mga cats dun sa amin na para silang by group, nakakumpol sa may above wall, sa eskinita, ganun, sa street, para silang street gang. So yun, ginawa ko sila ng character, then their world. Then before you is the hideout ng sindikato. Ito yung parang bulletin board nila, dito sila nagpa-plan, merong mga, kinolect nila yung mga, mga missing posters, ganun, dito, table. Tapos iba yung mga pusa, para silang merong mga, mini cat fight, ganun, ay maglaban sila. Siya naman, parang binangungot siya, akala niya binabalibag siya. Ayan, ito yung kwento nun, ganun. So, ito naman yung collection nila ng music na pinapakinggan nila, and ito yung music. Ito naman yung yung feeling na siya, nakakaiyak siya kasi hindi sila hindi ka mag-isa, may kasama kami, mga kaibigan ka. Ito yung feeling na hindi ako mag-isa, I have friends, ito. And parang ito yung ako, sindikato, yung mga kaibigan ko, tapos ito yung sila. And nabuo, parang nakaano sa likod ko. And parang sinusuporta nila yung likod ko. Ganun. Ito naman yung collection nila ng arsenal in case of self-defense. Ganun. Kung may rival gang sila, which is yung Binondogs. It's my first time having experienced this residency. Hindi naman talaga ako nagpipinta dati, pero dito, parang nagawa akong mag-paint acrylics. Nagsimula ako sa acrylics kasi, di ba, pag nagsimula ako, acrylic ka muna. And so, hindi siya masyadong finish kasi dinedevelop ko pa yung sindikato and I don't have enough time kasi gumawa pa ako ng toys. And first time ko rin ma-experience mag-cast ng toys, resin, ito, iba, plaster, ganyan. And, ayun. Nevertheless, na-enjoy ko yung process ng paggawa. Yung pag-paint, yung paggawa ng plaster, resin, pagbuhos. Parang gusto ko pang gumawa. And maybe yung sindikato, maybe it's the place, the cat, or the friends we made along the way. That would be all. Thank you.
Bakit album covers? Album covers din.
Parang gumawa po ako ng homage ng mga pinapakinggan po nilang kanta, ganun. Parang yung favorite songs namin ng friends ko, nilagay ko dito, ganun.
Favorite songs nyo na ng friends?
Yung pinapakinggan po namin. Yung mga songs we used to share, ganun, together.
Does this mean na merong digital virtual version?
Yes po. Ito po, digital art po ito. Printin ko po siya, para magmukha po siyang parang photo, ganun. Yung parang sinaunang, parang vintage look po. Medyo blue.
Okay. Matanong ko lang siguro kahit yung ibang artist dito, why are there a lot of artists into cats now? Dati dogs eh. Diba ngayon, cats? So, is there anything about, ikaw, para sa'yo, bakit?
Ako ba, parang nagkaroon po ako ng pusa dati. Tapos yung pinakaunang pusa po na yun, parang siya yung first love na cat ko. Ayan, tapos ginawa ko siya ng karakter, siya yung kulay orange.
Patingin niya,
Kasi pangalan niya rin po is orange. Ayan.
Ay, mabigat siya. Plaster to?
Resin po.
Resin? Pero solid. Ang bigat eh. So, anong nakikita mo dun sa moving forward? Ano yung trajectory mo as an artist? Ano yung tingin mong komportable ka at yung may potential to further explore?
Parang gusto ko pong gumawa ng mas malaki pa pong mga toys or mga sculpture, ganun.
Tatanungin ko lang din, kung anong process mas nagustuhan mo kung itong
Mas na-enjoy ko po yung sa podcast. Parang gusto ko pang gumawa.
object-based, tangible.
Parang gusto ko siya i-materialize dito sa real world. Ito po ako, tapos ito po yung friends ko. And parang ginawa ko po silang character doon. Tapos ito po yung linangan, yung mga colleagues ko po. Ito yung other Amuyongs. Tapos ito po sila, Kuya Lance, si Kuya Edmond, Kuya Renz, ganun po.
Parang pinag-isipan mo yung character ng bawat ano. So, ibig sabihin may references ka.
Po.
Yung music, ayan, since may isa na music. Yung music, anong ba yan?
May mga times na down ka, tapos yung friends mo, parang bibigyan ka ng recommendation ng music. Ganun. Pakinggan mo to, pakinggan mo yan. Tapos yun po yung mga binigay nila sa akin mga kanta. Tapos yun po yung pinapakinggan ko hanggang ngayon.
Paglabas mo rito, malamang anong pagbalik mo sa outside world? Anong plano mong ituloy? O panindigan na lang pa siguro?
Itutuloy ko
Paglabas
po
mo
yung,
rito after 2 months, ano yung panindigan mo paglabas?
yung ano po nila, yung backstory po nila. Gagawa po ako ng digital comics. Sila po.
Kasi okay lang naman talaga yung mga ganito ganitong character or artwork Yung paano mo siya tatagalan sa labas. Kasi ang dami niyang gumagawa ng art toys, alam naman natin. Anong gagawin mo sa labas para mag-stand out ka? Kasi ang daming bagong pasok, ang daming gumagawa na dati. Pero sino ka dun sa... Anong sinasabi niya sa... pero wala iba na rin talaga yung panahon Panindigan mo na lang kung ano yung ginagawa. Diba? Hindi naman ito yung pagandahan, pagalingan. Yung patagalan na lang ng stay dito. Lagyan mo na rin siguro ng makakarelate yung mga tao.
Hello, magandang umaga po sa lahat. Ako po pala si Joey Aguinaldo from Los Baños, Laguna. Graduate po ako ng BS Agricultural Economics sa UPLB. Ito po yung first art residency ko. Gusto ko lang rin pong magpasalamat sa Metrobank sa opportunity na makapasok po dito. Kasi dahil dito, mas marami akong artist na na-meet. Nakapag-explore din ako at lumalim yung kaalaman ko about sa art. Ito po yung body of works na ginawa ko in the past 2 months. Yung tema po na ginagawa ko sa works ko ay about sa social realism. Ito po yung una kong work na ginawa dito. Ang title po nito ay Buwis Buhay. Dito po sa work na to, gusto kong ipakita yung impact ng misallocation or mishandling ng resources or ng buwis na nagpapahirap sa mga ordinaryong mga mamamayan. Ito po yung next piece na ginawa ko. Ang title po nito ay Paraan ang Ibang Daan. Dito po sa piece na to, gusto kong ipakita yung isa sa mga problema na kinakaharap ng agricultural sector ng bansa natin, which is yung bumababang populasyon ng mga magsasaka. Isa na rin sa dahilan kasi yung next generation nila, which is, or yung mga anak or apo, mas pinipili nilang kumuha ng ibang trabaho or mga white-collar jobs sa halip na mag-farming. Kasi hindi nila nakikita na sustainable yung current farming situation ng bansa natin. Ito naman po yung next piece na ginawa ko. Ang title naman nito ay Maliba ang Maiba. About naman po ito sa struggles ng mga individuals na nagde-defy sa societal norms. Gusto ko ipakita yung tension between personal expression and societal expectations. Yung next piece naman po ay ito. Ang title naman po nito ay Pahingay Tila Bawal. About naman po ito sa mga minimum wage workers or laborers na gusto ring makapagpahinga pero nagigilty sila na what if isang araw lang sila magpahinga, may possibility na hindi makakain yung family nila. So sa kanila parang rest is a luxury they cannot afford. Yung next piece po, ito po yung next piece ko. Ang title po nito ay Collateral. Ginawa ko po ito para sa mga inosenteng buhay na nadamay sa war on drugs. And lastly po, itong work na ito po ay ginawa ko para sa art history class. Ang tanong po ay, what is your boldest statement? So ito po yung naging sagot ko. Ito po, about po siya sa resistance or yung pag-defy sa unjust authorities or yung oppressive system. Tapos ginawan ko po siya ng installation. Dito po sa installation na to, same concept din po sila, pero gusto ko pong ipakita yung strength in numbers na mas marami tayo, mas mapapansin or mapapakinggan nila yung mga hinaing natin.
Obviously, very strong yung social realist direction or path. Yung ano ko lang is, well, technique-wise, parang ito ang layo.
Ay, ito po yung nag-experiment po akong, i-loosen yung brush strokes compared po dun sa iba. Saka, po siya, textured. Nag-try po ako ng textured surface.
Ano yung experience mo doing that against yung, compared to yung regular, yung mas komportable ka na?
Actually po, bagong experience po to. Pero ang free po ng feeling na loose po yung brush strokes. Kasi typical po, ganito po yung mga ginagawa ko. Pero nandito po ako para mag-explore ng iba. So lumabas po ako sa comfort zone ko dito sa piece na to.
So far, isa lang yung nagawa?
Isa pa lang po yung ano ko po.
Tingin mo ba, itutuloy mo yan? Or uulitin mo yung ganong parang technique or
yes po. Yes po. Gusto ko pa po sanang i-hone pa po ito kasi ngayon ko lang po siya inano.
Para dun sa concept na gusto mong iparating, alin yung tingin mong mas nababagay or tugma? Which technique?
Ano pong?
Dun sa yung mga concerns about social issues.
Ito po yung pinaka-ano po sa akin, yung
in terms of technique.
Sa techniques po.
Ito ba tingin mo can also help you express? Kasi yung kanina parang ang daming kwento. Again, yung tanong kanina ng Chocho dun sa isang artist, kung wala ka, makukuha ba namin? Without the explanations.
Yung sinasabi ko kanina, na parang, kung wala ka, sino papaliwanag? Pero para sa akin, kung babasahin ko to, actually kinakabahan ako. Yung pakiramdam, kasi sobrang bigat ng idea, tsaka ng mga subjects. Kung marunong ka magbasa lang, yung migration, ng egret, tsaka ng Pilipinong kalabaw, mababasa mo na kagad siya. Tapos yung drought yung lupa. Sobrang yung mga nakalagay na elements dun sa painting. Alone na, ito lang. Pwede mo namang mababasa kung marunong ka magbasa ng lingwahe. Tsaka kung alam na, kung aware ka dun sa society na nangyayari. Which is paulit-ulit naman na yan. Matagal nang usapin, matagal nang napag-uusapan yung about sa migration, kahirapan sa probinsya. Pero kung sa 2024, may bata pa rin na gumagawa nito. Hindi ko alam kung kinakabahan ako.
Paulit-ulit pong nangyayari.
Hindi, yung reading, yung artwork, nabasa ko. Parang kinakabahan, hindi ko sa kinakabahan na natatakot. Nakakamangha dahil sa 2024, mayroon pa palang interesado sa social problems. Yun lang. So, hindi naman nagbago eh. Pa rin naman, may egret pa rin. Yung symbolismo ng egret, tsaka yung commensalism, yung partnership ng magkaibang hayop.
Yung symbiotic relationship po ng kalabaw at ng tagak.
Yung pa rin naman. So, yung may... ito kaya sobrang impressed dun sa trabaho. Tsaka yung sa mga small works.
So, hello. Good morning, everyone. Mayong buntag sa inyong tanan. My name is Chanel Pepino, and I'm from Cebu City. This is my very first art residency here at Linangan. I graduated with a degree in fine arts from Silliman University, but what mostly struck me was the exploration of concept and the use of different materials and techniques. So as you can see, a lot of these works have different forms. physically speaking. My artistic practice mostly revolves around the use of Catholic imagery. I grew up in a very religious household, and Cebu City, of course, is known for its historical roots as one of the first places to really be colonized with that religion. I say Catholic works because they are inspired really by that imagery itself. So I find freedom in changing the forms because for me, I exercise my agency through them. This is my first work, which is based on Our Lady of Guadalupe. So usually she is depicted standing up in a prayerful, enigmatic pose, but I wanted to start exploring how to change the way she looked. Usually all of my works start with a question. Most of them always start with what if they look different or what if they were positioned differently. So this is entitled Malapit sa V-Rama. So V-Rama is a street in Cebu where at the end of it there's an Our Lady of Guadalupe Church. That is where she is situated. After this, I created this work, which is called Malapit sa Basilica, which stands for Basilica de Santo Niño Church. Santo Niño of Cebu is really visited by so many devotees every single day. I depicted them differently because I wanted to know what that would look like. It really started from that honest reflection. And to me, it also gives them a human character because they are seen as something to be feared. But at the same time, I found myself exploring that lightness. I used to be very angry at a lot of things. And I thought that I would be making such angry work about Catholicism and how it's impacted me. A lot of that really came through. But here, there was no room to be angry because Linangan is such a nice place, you know? So how can I be angry here? Sometimes I think that it's very easy to joke. So I make such work where I feel like I want to laugh. So this one is Nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa Bisaya ang yawa. So, nasa Diyos ang awa, the Lord has mercy, the Visayans have anger. But at the same time, yawa also is an exclamation of passion, an exclamation of excitement. The two images are, of course, the Sacred Heart of Jesus, placed beside puso or hanging rice, which is very famous in Cebu. When you eat street food, this is usually paired with chicken skin or siomai or kwek-kwek, whatever. So it's always in the street. I find myself very attached to those mundane things and making them more whimsical or at the same time funny. This one here, this table, is an exploration of a new medium. So this is actually epoxy, non-sag epoxy. This mostly came from knowing about the 7 sorrows of Mother Mary and how a sword is pierced through her heart. So this is called, and a sword will pierce your own soul too. For me, there's a significance to why there's 7, because this is 7 days of the week where I believe every day is a sorrowful mystery. Because we really don't know when that pain will go away. And to me, that sword represents that. As I explored painting, the form kind of changed. It became more natural. These 2 paperworks here side by side are more intuitive, but they also came from a question in one of our art history classes, which was, if you were to colonize the West, which god would you colonize them with? And this was my depiction, my personal depiction of an aswang, which has been, ingrained by the Spaniards to really colonize, demonize the pre-colonial Babaylans and seeing them as monsters, paired with what we know today as a lot of the mundane moments. So this is a very just fun work for me because one time I was riding a tricycle, it was extremely purple, the tint was purple, and when I stopped this trike, the driver was eating breakfast, so it was this piece of bread. And although he was eating breakfast, he still accepted me, so because of course extra money. And he said, "Can I leave my breakfast inside?" So that was really just, for me, seeing that fun in the mundane moments and turning them into a painting that I can enjoy. A lot of this really is just that exploration, that fun, that sense of happiness, because I really find so much meaning into my life. Lastly, to really just tie it all together, this is a self-portrait, which is called Gratuitous Picture of You, or GPOY. It's a Tumblr reference where people put pictures and caption them as GPOY, meaning, oh, this is so me, and this is what I think I am. The story of Catholicism is very male-centric. The crucifixion as capital punishment shows, the male Jesus Christ. But for me, the best example can sometimes be yourself. So that is me. It has text that says, "Yawa mandiay ka, Lord," which also means, gago mo pala, God. Parang ganon. And I think this also says a lot about myself, because although I question my God, I also find ways to love it. And really, to assert that dominance is also for me something I want to do, because I want to protect myself from dying. But at the same time, I know that I will die and maybe see Him, see God, whoever they may be. And that is my word. Thank you very much.
Sabi mo yung whole experience mo sa Linangan, nag-change yung works mo. Has it always been ganun? Na affected ka talaga like sa whole space mo in the work?
Actually, very much yes. Before this, I was making work during the pandemic to graduate from my fine arts degree, and really my environment impacted me. I was isolated, and it was very hard to navigate the world. So, as a result, my works came out with a very angry and negative tone. But here, I found so much clarity and lightness that I wanted to really share.
Actually, may galit pa rin eh. I think na-process mo yung galit in a more, how would I say, constructive and hindi whimsical, witty. Yung may comedy, di ba? Yung dalawa pagod na eh. Oo, yun yung sinasabi mo. Parang umupo na yung dalawa eh sa tagal ng hanggang ngayon, ganito pa rin ang Pilipinas. Yun pa rin, di ba? Sila mga patron natin, lahat tayo, hindi lahat, majority, mga Katoliko, nagdadasal sa kanila. Pero hindi ko alam, napagod na ba sila sa mga hinihingi natin or ewan ko. No? Tapos meron ka pang yung lumilipad na ano doon, na figure, ano siya, anghel or bee or...
Ay, anghel po yan.
Anghel na LGBTQ, di ba?
Yeah!
Oh, di ba? So, I mean, andyan na ano mo. So, I can feel the criticality. I think that's more the appropriate word. Hindi na yung galit, critical. Yung criticality mo na ano mo, na process mo. Sorry, hindi ko napansin na may nakasabit dito. Sabi ko, bakit wala siyang ano? Andun pala. So, itutusok pala. Okay.
Itutusok, pwede din pong patanggal.
Patapot. Okay.
So, you can look at it both ways, really.
Okay.
Kung hindi mo kinuwento yung, hindi ko malalang yung kwento niya.
Okay.
Pero gaganda. Like, stand alone ka.
Hello po. Naimbag nga daw kada kayo amin. Magandang umaga po. Ako po si Jelly Jimenez from Pangasinan. So, I'm currently taking a Bachelor of Arts degree, major in English Literature. And ako yung pinakabata sa batch na to. So, to be honest, bago pa lang ako sa industriyang to. Actually, nag-start ako mag-paint last year lang. Nag-start ako ma-expose sa mga exhibits last year lang din. And maranasan tong klase ng residency and humarap sa mga panelists. So, most of my works here ay bunga ng response works and mga lessons na diniscuss namin sa art history classes. Umpisa po tayo dito. So, ang title ng painting na to ay Filipino Dreams. So, base sa aking observation sa lipunan, majority sa atin, ito yung pangarap na gusto nating makamit. Una dyan is yung pagsikat sa social media. Napansin ko kasi sa generation namin, sobrang pinapahalaga yung validation ng ibang tao, yung likes sa social media. Alawa is, pag nakapag-ibang bansa, yung isip ng Pilipino, pag nakapag-ibang bansa, yayaman. So, yun. Pangatlo, pagkakaroon ng stable na trabaho para makasurvive. So, yun po. So, itong next painting na to, ang title niya is Mickey Mouse Can Manipulate You. Nakuha ko po yung idea na to sa lesson namin tungkol sa Century of the Self, tungkol sa on how soft power can control us. So, tinry kong interpret yung information na nakuha ko mula sa lessons at nag-come up ako gamitin si Mickey Mouse. Kasi parang, yun yung pinaka-tumatak sa akin na parang platform na ginagamit ng mga Americans. So, napapansin niyo naman na imbis na si Mickey Mouse yung pinaglalaruan, yung tao yung pinaglalaruan. Okay. Itong next painting, actually, yung mga forms dyan, intuitive talaga. Kasi nag-start pa lang naman ako. So, pinapractice ko pa, nag-explore pa po ako sa mga forms. So, dito, more on intuitive talaga yung habang ginagawa ko tong painting na to. Yung pamagat niya, what does it feel to be in my 20s? So, yun. Self-portrait ko siya. Dito pininta ko yung feeling ko ngayon, nasa edad ako ng 20s. So, yung pakiramdam na matanda ka na pero bata ka pa. Yung pakiramdam na kaya mo na pero hindi pa pala. So, yun. Undecisive, masyadong makulit. Siyempre, part po ng residency, gusto ko pong mag-explore. Gusto ko pong, as much as possible, gusto ko pong gawin yung mga gusto kong gawin na hindi ko po afford magawa sa amin kasi scarcity, hirap ang buhay. So, dito po, sabi ko gusto kong gumawa ng malaking pyesa. So, itong pyesa na to, challenge ko talaga yung sarili ko na gumawa ng ganitong context. And may tinatry po akong i-achieve na concept dito. And tungkol po siya sa West PUTC. And feeling ko po, ito po kasi yung nangyayari sa West PUTC. So yun, West PUTC. And lalo na po sa mga mangingisda. Ito po ay based lamang sa sa feeling ko. So nakikita ko po sa society kasi doon po ako nakatira. Ito po, kinonnect ko rin po itong response work na to dito. Galing po sa classical art period na art history, pero kinonnect ko po siya kasi ito yung kulay na ginamit ko is gold and red. Represent yung luck. Ito yung title niya, What is lucky for you is not for me. So yun, kaya yung mga dumi niya is mga soldiers kasi alam naman po natin yung ginagawa nilang military sa. So yun po. Ngayon po, gusto ko po kayong dalhin sa lugar kung saan ako nakatira. Ito po tayo.
Jelly, first time mo ba? First time mo art? Gumawa ng paintings, eh? Ang matagal?
Fine arts. Ito fine arts.
1 year?
1 year pa na po.
nakipag-collab po ako sa isang photographer din po sa lugar namin. So, dito po sa Linangan na tutunan ko po na sobrang importante makapag-work sa community mo bilang artist kasi syempre habang bago pa lang po ako sa industriya ko, parang mas sanay po ako magtrabaho mag-isa. So parang dito ko po na figure out na mas maganda pala makipag-work sa community mo. Gusto ko rin yung paggawa ko ng mga ganong klase ng installation. Gusto ko rin po siyang gawin in the future. So, yun po.
Hindi ko alam kung nakakamangha, pero nakakatuwa din isipin na kakasimula mo pa lang, tapos yung tinatakal yung subject matter, sobra. Pwede sabihin na parang bata-bata mo pa pwede sabihin na ang bata mo para atakin ito. Pero bakit hindi? Kasi as an artist, diba, dapat meron kang connection sa society, dapat lagi. Kasi sa sobrang bilis ng nangyayari sa paligid. Tapos, wala kang pakialam. As an artist, wala kang pakialam. Hindi pwede hindi ka apektado. Malamang ito yung mga trabaho mo na, yung 2 months mo rito, malamang paglabas mo yung digging style or paano mo basahin yung nangyayari sa paligid. Hindi ko okay naman sa tamang direction yung ginagawa. Para sa akin bilang nakakaunawa ng konting Ilocano, di ba? Ilocano? Iniintay ko yung magmumura ng Okinawa. Thank you.
Curious ako sa paano mo inumpisahan itong portrait mo. Tapos paano mo na-discover na. Kasi ibang-iba siya sa ibang painting works mo.
Parang nag-work po ako nag-work po siguro yung pag sobrang rush. Kasi po nung ginawa ko po ito, deadline na po.
17th century, no? Oo. Yung Dutch, di ba? Yung Dutch papers. Paano siya napasok mo? Ano yung connection na dun sa Philippine history?
Ito po may wit.
Oo. Hindi. Yung gitna, yung bata.
Okay.
Oo. Tsaka yung babae na nakaputi, na nakadila. po. Kasi ang lalakas ng imagery nila. So, I'm sure meron kang reason bakit mo sila pinili.
Kasi po, yung Pilipinas po mismo, para sa akin po, ang ginawa ko po to, iniisip ko po talaga na wala naman po tayong talagang purong dugo ng Pilipino dahil nahaluan na tayo ng kung ano-anong lahi. So, yun po. Kaya po ako naglagay ng mga foreign characters. Tapos, inisip ko po kasi si Rizal na baka, inisip ko lang naman po, feeling ko lang po. What if yung anak siya?
Yun lang po. To be honest. Kaya ako nakagalan siya kay Rizal.
Kung i-research yung history ng Catholicism sa Pilipinas, matagal na silang umignayan yung mga Catholico tsaka yung mga Katoliko para sa publiko yung mga bansa sa Asia o yung mga bansa o yung mga islang walang pangalan. Matagal na nilang kasunduan yung bago sila pupunta sa Pilipinas. So paano kung babasahin ko to? Yun yung dinidetect niya. So, kung sabi mo, feeling mo na, pero nakuha mo naman dito. Parang dating, inaral mo yung, o binasa mo, napanood mo yung about sa history, yung pagsakop ng mga Jayan dito. Parang ganun. Okay na naman. Ang na-observe ba ako sa'yo, parang sobrang, alam mo, kinakabahan ka kahit pa paano. Pero totoo lang, sobrang confident yung pagkaka-deliver mo ng trabaho, saka nagsisimula, saka nag-gagamit. Sobrang, halimbawa, mga kami dito, kung yung pag-deliver mo ng kwento ng bawat trabaho, naiintindihan naman sa akin.
And good afternoon po. Okay, ako po si Edmond. Fine Art, kay Edmond Rivera, Fine Arts graduate noong 2020. And noong 2023 po, ay nag-umuyong po ako. Pumasok po ang residency dito sa Linangan bilang residente po. Kay kagaya po ng batch po ngayon. Part po na ginawa ko po dito po sa residency program ay kasama po ako nag-facilitate sa program po. Kay bilang, kasama po ng ating po mga amuyong. At ako din po yung part din po ng student affairs. At hawak ko po yung subject po ng self-awareness program. Yung another program po ng Linangan is yung yung Amuyan program, which is yung from being amuyong po, malaking bagay po na napagdaanan ko rin po yung pinagdaanan po nila. Part din po nung akin pong ginawa ay yung self-awareness program. Dito po sa Linangan, nakita din po namin yung kahalagahan nung bilang isang artist, nakilala nila yung sarili nila mismo bago sila magpakilala para makapag-connect sila sa iba. Dito po yung ginawa, yung unang activity po namin. Siguro po yung structure po na ginawa po namin ay inside out principle. Na kung ano yung nasa loob mo, yun yung makikita o yung magmamanifest sa labas, sa mga art mo. Or yung way ng pakikisama mo sa iba. So yung activity po namin, self-portrait, special po siya kasi ginawa po nila ito ng wala pong reference. Knowing nila yung sarili nila base doon sa pagkakilala nila sa picture ng kanilang muka. Walang salamin, walang reference, drawing nila yung itsura nila. And after po nun is, gagawin naman nila yung second part ng activity is, kailangan nila i-critic po ng mga kasama nila yung work nila, yung parang i-correct na parang paling yung tenga, yung kilay, ganitong gawin mo. And then sa may second part, i-try naman nila na i-drawing o ulit yung mukha nila base dun sa mga suggestion or sa tulong po ng kanila pong mga kasama. Malaking bagay po yun kasi madalas iniisip natin na alam na natin yung mga bagay-bagay. Minsan iniisip natin hindi na natin kailangan yung tulong na iba. Sa part po na to, ginawa namin na kailangan pa rin natin yung suggestion, yung boses ng iba para matulungan tayong mag-improve yung ating pong sarili. Which is, hindi po yung ginagawa po ng mga mentors po natin. Na kailangan natin makinig, kailangan natin na pakinggan yung boses din ng iba. Part din po na to is yung Yung title po nung activity nila yung Together as One. Yan po yung culmination activity po nila bago po mag-end yung self-awareness activity po namin. Yung tinawid po namin sa activity na yan ay napakahalaga na kung paano ka nagre-response doon sa mga kasama mo. Ayun. So yung bagay po na natawid din po namin doon sa may programa po na yan ay yung kahalagahan po ng pagkilala o yung pagsagot sa katanungan, sino ka ba? Dito po sa Linangan, naiintindihan namin na naunawaan po namin na napakahalaga na bilang mga artists, bago tayo kumonekta sa ibang mga tao, mahalaga na kilala mo muna yung kung sino ka ba talaga. Hindi lang po sila yung natuto, kundi even din po ako. Nakilala ko rin po yung kung sino din ba ako sa pamamagitan po ng pag-run po ng program po nila.
We also have another mentor, another program, the visiting mentor. So it's also like a residency for a mentor. So yung aming the morning exercises and also the movement workshops in the morning was also facilitated by our visiting mentor Ashna Katoch.
Hi, my name is Ashna and I'm from New Delhi, India. I'm a contemporary dancer and a choreographer, and that's what I started with initially, getting into flexibility and strengthening, inspired by my dance form. That is what I used to work with the residents. And then later on, I moved on into workshops, movement workshops, kind of to introduce them just to be able to express through their bodies, like find a different medium of expressing, well, themselves better. And also later on going into, we did peek into, we had this, I wanted to introduce them also to my culture because I'm from India and we have a very strong, cultural background. So, I did teach them Bollywood dance choreographies because I think that was the most funnest way to introduce them to my culture. But also, I also made them play a few Indian games, and in exchange, they also taught me a few Filipino games, which was, I think, quite fun. I think for me, apart from what I was also sharing with them, I also was attending the art history classes, and I attended few classes by Kuya Edmond, workshops. So I think it was a great way because I don't have a background of art. So it was really challenging for me, of course, to be able to participate in painting or creating this stuff. You can see some of my stuff hanging there as well. So it was challenging for me, but also fun, because I think my biggest takeaway from all of this was that I was able to share as well as create stuff without being competitive or having this pressure of that I have to perform the best, or because that's how in general the dance industry is, especially back in India, super competitive. So it was a great way for me to be able to express myself without that extra pressure. So thank you.
Present this certificate of appreciation to Ashna Katoch for being a visiting mentor for the batch Puhon of Linangan Art Residency. Ay, nabigay na natin. Opo. We present, ayan na, sige. This certificate of completion to Edmond Rivera for completing the Amoyan Fellowship Program. Okay. Pwedeng name na lang para hindi ko nabasahin. So, Joey Aguinaldo. So, graduate na po si Joey. Again, fine arts. Ayan. Chanel Pepino. Congrats, Chanel. Jebo Balonzo Padernal. Jelly Jimenez. Johans Darren Namoro. Sindicato. And Orchid Tree. Orchid talaga ang spelling. Congratulations. So, congrats, Batch Puhon. And meron lang closing words si Papa para sa inyo.
So I never get used to this, no? Parang I'm always asked to say something, and as always, I'm never prepared. So what do I say? No? Siguro, one of the things that really encourages us to do these things, no? Kasi with every batch, we learn a lot. No? So akala nyo may natutunan kayo sa amin, but actually, we learn more. No? You have no idea. Kaya parang we keep doing it dahil as we do, no? Patuloy din yun aming pag-unlad. No? I think that's the whole point. No? We just keep coming back and interact, and I think the bottom line is it appears that we're making an impact somewhere. This is really a good time na nararamdaman natin na nagkakaroon ng epekto ang sining sa buhay natin, ang sining sa kultura ng ating bansa. No? So, nagsisimula pa lamang po tayo, no? With the growing interest and commitment of people in this kind of endeavor. We were looking towards a bright future. Maraming salamat po.
Gusto lang po namin pasalamatan po lahat ng tumulong. Siyempre, ang Batch Puhon for their very consummate engagement dun sa program. At makikita nyo naman sa works. And nakaka-proud kayo, nakita namin kayo mag-grow. And congrats. Salamat po sa staff, sa lahat po ng nag-best effort talaga to put this all together. Kina Renz, kina Ate Karina, si Neil, si Jansen, sina KR, sina Lance, sina Ate Chris, si Jaisel, si Kervin, si Edu, si Wiwina, si Ann. Lahat po sila, lahat kami full hands on deck, and lahat up to the last pinaka-preparation, walang bumigay. Siyempre, sila Edmond. And thank you po sa panelists. Grabe, sobrang nakaka-inspire and nakakapagpayaman yung mga input nyo. So, thank you po for accepting the invitation to inspire and to give your feedback sa ating mga amuyong. And actually, umalis na sina Sir Chito, pero gusto rin namin i-acknowledge yung tulong ng Metrobank. Actually, partner namin po sila to Scholar Joey Aguinaldo. And meron po tayong mga anonymous donors. Gusto ko sana silang isite, pero actually, meron din pong mga donors that actually help Scholar. Our amuyong, si Jelly, si Johans, and si Orchid. Actually, si Orchid po is a scholar of El Refugio Foundation. Hindi nila alam actually. So, hindi naman kasi yung iba po naming mga nagsusponsor sa tumutulong, hindi na nila sinasabihan, dinadaan na lang nila sa amin. So, hindi po magagawa itong programa din without the help of our visiting mentors and our staff din, mentors, actually, faculty rin po si Bam Garibay, my brother, and also ako, yung ilang parts sa criticism, I handle that. And ang mga visiting mentors, we have 8 visiting mentors kasama si Gwen Bautista of Mono 8. Sobrang, kung naririnig nyo po yung sa video na to, yung mga sharing po ng ating mga mentors, patikim pa lang yun, malaman na. Sobrang hindi po mabubuo yung programa nang walang ganitong pagbibigay ng iba't ibang mga tao, iba't ibang mga artists, curators. So, everything is a collaborative effort. And even yung kanilang success during their time here is a collaborative effort. So, salamat po. Salamat po. Sana mayroon din po kayong napulot na maganda po itong experience for you. And you can check out our Instagram and Facebook po to learn more about what we do here. And welcome po kami sa inyong mga questions or support. Yan po. Thank you.